Thank you. Welcome everybody. Nice to see so many people here, and dogs and bunnies. I'm Yvonna and I run a business called Enjoy Your Life, and that's what I do. I help people enjoy their life a little bit more. So that involves animals as well, because of course if your pet is not very happy, you as an owner or as a human are not very happy either, right? It's all connected. So I welcome questions and discussion during the talk as well as after, because it's all about communication and establishing a community here, right? A little bit about me. I was born with some gifts and some abilities, and they got suppressed because I had to lead a normal life, like almost everybody back in those days. You can see a few people smiling, they might resonate with that. When I was young, I could already sense people's emotions, and I could already take pain away from classmates when I was in school, so that was still there. Then I was leading a normal life and I was traveling and things like that. I ended up in Christchurch. With the earthquakes, that completely changed my life. I was already in the process of changing, but that fast forwarded it, like for so many people. So I didn't want to work in buildings anymore. So I started looking for something else. I was working outside for a little bit and I did other things. I learned how to do some life coaching. That's all right. So I did a diploma in professional coaching that took me 2 years, and I learned how to meditate, which is really good after the earthquakes, right? To calm down and meditate. Anybody here do some meditation? A few? Oh, nice. Well done. So I'll be doing a meditation afterwards so you can connect to your pet yourself, but that's going to be after the Q&A. The main thing that I took away from the learning to meditate, I did 3 or 4 different variations of just leave the door open, it'd be easier.
Oh, we don't know what to get.
People can come in and out, I'm happy with that. So I learned how to meditate in a variety of different ways, and the one that resonated most for me was where they were saying, visualize yourself in your house, walking from your lounge to your kitchen. You know that stuff. You live in that house, so you can easily visualize that. So for me, visualization is a very important part of whatever I do. So I picture myself in bubbles, but when I had to learn how to do that, I had to see a picture, because otherwise I couldn't do it. Anybody here picture themselves in a bubble, or? Just pass them around. Anybody use a bubble for protection? Yeah, a couple of people. Ah. Cool. So with putting yourself in a bubble, that protects your energy or your emotions, stuff like that. So that's the part where I'm talking about the energy. When you go to a mall, do you sometimes feel drained when you come out of the mall, like quite tired? Yeah? No? Oh, good. I'm pleased to hear that. When you sit, for example, there, and then somebody completely that you don't know at all goes and sits next to you, you feel that that person is there straight away. It's your energy fields overlapping. Your energy field is one of your biggest protection sensors. Anything that comes into your energy field, your aura, is telling you, oh, we need to be aware of this. Oh, no, that's okay. But it gives you the first instance of, hey, I need to watch what's going on. If you go and have an operation, then the surgeon will have to go through your aura into your body and maybe take something out from your body through your aura. So that's possible that your aura is then open, or there might be some black in it, or a cut in it. So when you've had a surgery, there could be some black or a gap or something, so that aura needs to re-establish itself. So it's quite easy to do that either with a visualization or with a pendulum, or you can just ask whoever you believe in or who you talk to, please make sure my aura is fine. because when your aura is fine again, you have a better chance of healing. You heal much quicker when your aura is good. So when I hear of somebody who's had an operation, I always ask, have you checked your aura? Have you cleaned your aura? Or do you want me to do it for you, depending on who it is? That's the first thing I do after operations, just to help people heal quicker. And it's the same with animals. So if you want to learn things like that, for me, I would recommend my own Heal Yourself course, because we talk about that way more depth than that. How I got back into energy healing was when my cat got hit by a car. He actually lived another 15 days, and he did have a chance of surviving, but something diminished it. So, and it wasn't the car. But after that, I was like, okay, I need to help animals in a different way than with medication. So I started looking for alternative ways, and I came across so many different modalities, and some resonated and some didn't, and then I didn't really feel the energy, because this is years later. And then I came across Reiki, and initially I didn't resonate with the teacher, but I do now. She's one of my friends, and in Reiki 1 I didn't feel energy or anything. They had somebody sitting here after in the last class. They're like, put your hands on the person, and what if they just had done to them today, and they had a mole removed or something. I got nothing. I had no idea. Anyway, I did self Reiki for 21 days, and you know, they ask you to do that, a bit of sniffles, heavy legs, and that was about it. So later on I decided, okay, I'll do Reiki 2 and see what happens there. And that was a major shift in feeling energies and noticing things and being aware of things again. So that was me coming back to myself a little bit more, because that's the main thing. We've got to come back to ourselves to be happy and healthy. If we do things for others, somebody else probably going to be happy. In Reiki 3A, I did 3A. I haven't done Reiki 3 because it's a teacher level, and I teach other things. I don't want to teach Reiki. So level 3A, you become a Reiki Master, and your self-development is through the roof. It's absolutely amazing. So if you are on a journey of self-development, I can recommend Reiki for that. If you don't want to do energy healing, that still works really well for self-development. At one of the Reiki conferences, they asked us to do a vision board. And this is the vision board that I made for my Reiki journey. This one is the cat that I just talked about. That was the first bit of it. And then afterwards we went into cutting out and making things. And basically I did a lot of traveling, and I like cats. It doesn't matter how big they are. They can be very empowering, and a cat's purr is healing for anybody. The togetherness is really what matters. And then when Bear was dying, something magical happened. When I was young, we had a dog, an Alsatian, and we had her for 16 years, turned 16. She must have passed when I was about that age. So Bear is on my bed, and we knew he wasn't gonna survive the next night. So I look up, and here's that dog, and I'm like, what are you doing here? It was vivid. It was like if she was really there. And that's the first time I've seen a real ghost, like real life. Because obviously it was very recognizable that it was that dog. So that dog, our old dog, came to pick up my cat. And that's the first time I realized that when a body dies and the soul moves on, we get picked up. So that made me a bit less afraid of death, which helps, you know, with all sorts of things. So I guess Bear and his journey led me back to who I am and what I need to do. And I believe that everything has energy. There's energy in everything, like crystals have energy, walls of old buildings have energy, people have energy. If you were to touch my necklace, you might feel my energy on the necklace, that kind of stuff. So basically everything has energy, and everything is energy. And emotions is the same, because that's just energy in motion. Anybody heard of that? It's the motions within your body. The energy moves what you're feeling through your body. And that's why it's quite easy to put that out in your aura so that people can sense it from you. With the aura, I can give you some tools about how to keep it clean, apart from not going to a mall. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? And when you come back from somewhere where you've had a bit of a hard time or something like that, there are several things that you can do. When you get home, you can have a shower and let it all wash off you. You can do that any way you like. You can imagine the sparkling light coming out of the shower, or you can just let it wash off. Even here, I can go like this and I can wipe off any energies that I don't need. I can go like that and it feels like I'm grounding. So yeah, this sweeping off of the shoulders, especially stuff that you carry for other people. We don't need to carry all that stuff. So just let it go. See a lot of people nodding, that's a good thing. You can draw symbols, use symbols. For example, in the shower, when there's steam on the shower, you can draw hearts or smiley faces. It's not only nice for you, the symbols carry energy too. It's not only nice for you, but also for the person who's coming in next. You never know, if you live with somebody else. You can picture yourself in a bubble like the ones that I've shared. With the bubble, you need to cleanse the bubble every once in a while as well, because usually people put a bubble around them when something is happening, because it's for safety, right? So that safety, if it's fear-based safety, that's a low emotion and it will clog up your bubble. So you do need to cleanse that every once in a while as well. You can do visualizations to bringing your energy back to you. Like if you've had a hard meeting or you feel you've said something wrong to somebody or somebody said something wrong to you, you can just take back your energy from that situation, because you need your energy with you. It will make you a lot stronger. And we have to be strong for ourselves. We have to fill our own cup up first before we can help other people. And that's why the energetic hygiene is so important. What else can we do? Being in nature. I don't know if you saw me earlier, but I was underneath that tree there with my shoes off, and I was like, yeah, I'm just standing here holding onto a tree. So I do things like that, and I don't actually care what it looks like. I know that nature is very important, and if you go, for example, for a walk in Burwood Forest or something where there's pine needles, make sure you ruffle those trees, because all those essential oils from those trees will boost your immune system for, I think it's 3 days, and you only have to be there for 20 minutes. So it's well worth being in touch with nature again. Being in water, like shower, but also a bath with salt, or the ocean, or going into a river for a swim, or a waterhole, a lake. It's so good for you and for your energies, because it really makes you grounded again, and it cleanses everything off that you don't need. Any questions about any of that, or additions? Is it all clear? Yeah, a few people. Cool. So prevention is obviously the best. So basically stop taking in things that are not good for your body, because if you want to heal yourself and you put something in your body like I used to do with cigarette smoke, it's not good, because the body is fighting the smoke first before it can heal the rest of itself, of the body. So that's the reason why I stopped smoking. Once I clicked, hey, this is not good for my body. Okay, I won't do that again. So that brings me to the next story. Not putting anything into your body that it needs to fight and needs to release and needs to deal with as such. The last time that I bought a fish at the supermarket and I cooked it and I was going to eat it, I had 2 bites and I felt a huge fear. And this was after I was doing my Reiki already. It was this huge fear, and I have no idea. I was home alone. I was looking around and, what is this? And I was like, oh, well, it's not outside of me, so there must be something on the inside. What is this? And then I worked out it's from what I was eating, so I had to send healing to the life of the fish, overall timelines and dimensions, and just help it settle those emotions. because it doesn't matter, the energy stays with something sometimes, especially with crystals in there. So that's the reason why I don't put that kind of stuff in my body anymore, because I know the reaction that I can have from it. Well, it's not my reaction, it's feeling what that was feeling, like an empath basically. So now I'm very mindful about all the things that I buy. When I go buy a crystal or a pendulum, I actually hold it before I buy it. Sometimes I do it in the supermarket, but you know, you're always busy and stuff, so you grab some stuff that you know is good for you. But with crystals, I always hold them and I feel the energy. And if the energy is okay, then it's like, are you supposed to come home with me? And if the answer is yes, then I take it home. And if the answer is no, even though it feels good, I leave it there. So does anybody else do that? Feel into stuff before buying things? It would be a good idea, right? Even if it's a can of food or fresh food, you hold it and you feel what you get from it. Be connected to it. Always trust yourself. We have 3 brains. There's one brain here, there's one brain here, and one brain here. So if you hold something and your head says, oh, I want this, it's pretty, then you got to trust your other 2 brains as well. Is this actually right for me to take home? Will it give me good energies or will it diminish? In the last series of classes that I taught about Heal Yourself, we're talking about energy, and there were 2 different people there. They have a store like this but at the bigger expos, and one got given something and the other one purchased something, and all of a sudden the whole energy of the whole stall changed. One person that got given something, her energy went down, she started getting a headache, she got a pain in her arm, I think it was, and she had no more clients. So whoever put that there, they probably did it with the intention to redirect all that energy to her own stall. So she took the present home, and eventually, I think it was about a month later, a friend of her got rid of it for her and the arm got better just like that. So everything holds energy. If you have something like that going on in your life, figure out what it might be that's causing it. Right, then any questions about that part? It's a very quiet audience.
No, can I just say, I reflected a lot of that when I was a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It had to, it was all about energy. Whether you got people to donate to the cause or not, it was completely energy. So if you went out with negative energy and feeling bad, it would just, you just get no, doors slammed, everything. But we had team things, we would get together and do silly like cat things that you do as a kid and stuff and jump around. And then you go to the door smiling already, and instantly people were just more, better energy, mind it and get more money.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because I used to work in hospitality, and if the security guard had said, oh, you're not allowed in, and then I would come out and he would talk to me because I was the duty manager, then if the person is angry, then I felt myself getting angry as well. So I had to take myself out, go back inside and just leave them to it. Because the energy, you know, if you smile, other people usually smile. I go to laughter yoga every Sunday morning and say, yay, it's working. So with laughter yoga, you know that laughter is contagious as well. So what you give out, if you give out a smile, you usually get something like that back. You know, it's quite interesting how all the energy works. Thank you for that. So I believe that animals are very similar to humans. They have a body, they have a soul, they have an aura, they have chakras, they have feelings, they have emotions. Everything is pretty much the same. The energies are slightly different, but still, if you tune into an animal, or if I tune into an animal, then I can feel which chakras need to be changed, balanced, repaired, or whatever it is that needs to be done. But everybody can do that as well. Sorry. Everybody can do that as well because you all have energy centers. So you know about chakras. We got 7 main chakras, 12 main chakras. Less people. We actually have 20,000 chakras. So we have chakras in our hands. So if you sit with your dog and you hold it like that, it can feel the energy between your hands and it will usually calm down. Same with any animal really. So if you're a parent and your child falls down, what do? You pick it up, put it on a chair or whatever, and you put your hand on its knee, on the child's knee, right? Child's a lot happier. Give the child a kiss, there's also energy. Child's a lot happier, it's almost forgotten that it fell over and hurt itself. So we all have that ability. That's why I want to do the meditation and make people a little bit more aware of the ability that they can tune into their animals. So that's the hand chakras. You can all do that for yourself. If you have a pain somewhere, you put your hands on yourself and it might work. Give it a go. That's why with Reiki as well, it's 21 days that you put your hands on yourself, 21 days straight. So I say give it a go and see what happens. You can do the same thing with food. If you're cooking food or if you're receiving food, maybe in a restaurant or something, you put your hands on the food like a blessing. People used to pray around the whole table. People hold hands or something, close their eyes, bless all the food. They still do it at group meetings now, at retreats, bless all the food. You put your own hands on it. Your hands will change the energy of the food a little bit so that food is healthier for you. And that again helps you with your digestion and your body doesn't have to fight anything that you're putting in it. Does that make sense? Awesome. What else was I going to talk about? The food that you grow in the garden is actually the food that you need. Like for example, in my garden, the brassicas, I'm not doing very well. I haven't done for years, so I can't like stop growing them. But that's obviously not a food that I need. When I bought my property, there were a lot of dandelions in the leaves, in dandelion leaves and plants in the lawns. I stopped drinking, I stopped eating so much fat, and obviously I became vegetarian, I'm dairy free, and all these things happened. I got maybe 5 dandelions. Dandelions cleanse the liver and they help with digestion and cleansing everything. So whatever grows best in your garden, that's what you need. I've got a lot of lavender in my garden for some reason. So as with animals, as with us, we all need looking after. We all need a safe place. If we are in a safe place, then we can actually blossom, we can grow, we can learn. That's why being in a safe place is very important. If you race around here, there, everywhere, your nervous system can be affected by that. You need rest, you need that balance. So that's why putting your hands on yourself, maybe when you go to sleep, is so important as well. It helps you calm down and relax, and you probably sleep a little bit better. Try it, let me know. Earlier this year, my cat Rusty got bit by a dog, and it took a while to heal. Most of the small puncture wounds were done really quick. Rusty is he's a special cat. I actually picked him out of 2 cats because he's a healing cat. He's got healing abilities. I know he does. So he's also what do you call it when they fall off the edge of a fence and everything? He's a bit of a rogue. He used uncoordinated is one word. Yeah, that's a nice word. So he used to stray a little bit as well, but now he stays on my property. He may go to the next door neighbours, but they've got a dog, so he's usually not there. He's usually on my property or in the house. So he got bit by a dog. He was at the front, I was at the back. I did hear it. I checked his head and everything because I didn't know what happened. So he had a few puncture wounds, and most of them finished and cleared up real quick. There was one on his head that needed a bit more of my attention, but he didn't need to go to a vet. But there was something on his jaw, and his jaw wasn't right, and I don't know what it was. I didn't dare touching it because it made all sorts of funky noises and stuff. So it started swelling, and I was like, okay, got to go to the vet. So I took him to the vet. It was a bit of a debacle because I didn't have the time to come back afterwards, and I was going overseas, almost cancelled the trip. Anyway, the vet finally, we came to a compromise, and they did what I actually asked them to do in the first place. So I took Rusty home, and then a day and a half later we flew out, but this was all flat and getting better. So we come back about 30 days later, and it's kind of like flat, and then it started swelling. When we got home, it started swelling again. I'm like, what is this? So I asked the cat, I had two cat sitters, so I asked, what, and they said, no, it's been fine all the time, it's just starting to swell up now. So I'm like, oh, okay, so same thing, look after him, blah, blah, blah. Then I was like, oh, you know what, since I was 4, I've got a problem with this ear. Actually, this ear is not the best, that sounds a bit better. I did at the time, in April, I had a problem with my jaw and my neck. So I had to disconnect my energies from my cat's energies. And once I finally worked out how to do that, because with energy you learn all the time, when I finally worked out how to do it, it was better in 2 days. So our pets can process for us, which is what he was doing for me, because we're so close together. And our animals can, because we're so connected to them, can take on things from us. Sometimes when you see people walk their dog and they've been together for a long time, you can see that the owner's or the human's face and the dog's face look quite similar. They go along and you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite funny, but yeah, it's because we're so connected together. So how I help heal animals is very similar to with humans, like what I touched on already. Basically, as a healer, I open a door, and funny that I open a door, and people walk through the door when they're ready. If they're ready right there, and then when we're doing the healing together, then they walk through it then, and otherwise a couple of years later, and they might not even think it was me that opened the door. It's fine. So with animals, it's the same thing. I do quite regularly animal and owner healing, because they're so connected. They live in the same place, they might even sleep in the same room, who knows, you know, and it's very important. So for humans, it's important to ground. For animals, that's slightly easier because they have 4 paws instead of 2, and they don't wear shoes either, and they might be in nature a lot more. Does anybody do their grounding regularly, daily? Yeah, so grounding is connecting to the earth's energies and feeling like if you're growing roots into the earth from either your base chakra, your feet, or whatever. Basically, grounding is the opposite of being in your head. So I know I'm not grounded because I'm in my head. Oh, what am I saying next? Has anybody got questions? So after, that's why I did the grounding before, and after tonight I will do it again, just to get myself back to myself again. Sometimes there's been traumatic experiences, and it could be a human traumatic experience or an animal traumatic experience, and the human and the animal processing all that stuff together. So that's quite hard to deal with, but when I'm able to tune in to the animal and the human, then I might be able to say something about it. Or there could be a spirit in the house. I've had that once. There was a dog, a big dog, and there was something going on with the dog, and the owners didn't know. So I went to that house because it wasn't too far away, and there were 3 spirits wandering around the house, not at various times of the day. So animals picked it up. Animals are way more in tune. They're not worried about where the next biscuits come from, where the next food comes from, because it will be there. And we've got to work, etc. So if you want to tune into your own animal, whether it's with you now or if you've been with that animal in the past, I invite you to stay for the meditation, and we'll see if you can get a message from your animal. That's up to you. Anything else that I need to say before we... Yeah, every situation is unique, so everything is always different, and I'm learning every time I do something. I provide services. There's 3 of the services that I provide regularly on a daily basis, well, Monday to Friday basis. There's a discount for the healing for December because it's my birthday next week, actually next Thursday. So every December I do a discount, and this time it's for remote healing, distant healing. I'll be doing card readings here today if you want to, and I have a discount for if you want to book via my website as well. That's basically my services. There's classes and workshops. I have a workshop about manifestation and attraction tomorrow. If you're interested in that, come and have a chat with me and we'll work something out. Any questions? Really? Was it all clear then? Or was it just me rambling on?
It's wonderful. Thank you, Yvonna, so much for coming and talking to us. If you've got any questions that you want to ask Yvonna, answer the group setting, she's going to be here all night.
Yeah.
As well, and you're going to have us still here next month as well.
Yeah, I'll be here next month.
And it will
14th.
probably be in the room next door if you want to see me next month.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, but I won't be doing a talk because you've got watershed.
Yeah, so next month we actually it's 2 weeks time. So for the vegan Christmas night market is in 2 weeks time, and we'll have Emma from Watershed here. So thank you again so much, Yvonna. We really appreciate you. And
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Thank you.